February 1959. 9 experienced ski hikers, mostly students and graduates of the Ural Polytechnic Institute, climb into the Ural Mountains of Russia. They never come back, their fate becoming one of the most baffling mysteries of the 20th century. When rescuers finally locate their abandoned camp, the tent is found torn open from the inside, a chilling detail that immediately raises questions. The snow surrounding the site is covered in footprints, leading away from the tent and into the dense, unforgiving forest, with many of them indicating bare feet or only socks. These were not inexperienced adventurers. They were young, seasoned mountaineers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, well-versed in harsh winter conditions. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old engineer whose name would forever be associated with this tragic incident. Their ambitious goal was to reach Mount Otorten, a peak whose name carries an ominous warning in the local Monsey language, meaning "don't go there." This detail, discovered later, adds another layer of foreboding to their journey. Despite the challenging conditions, they maintained high spirits, laughing, taking photos, and meticulously documenting their journey in journals. They ultimately set up their final camp on a slope the indigenous Monsey people called Kolitsykel, which chillingly translates to the Mountain of the Dead. The night was February 1st, 1959. What began as a routine expedition would tragically become their last. The events that unfolded during those dark hours remained shrouded in mystery, leaving behind a legacy of unanswered questions. When search teams, formed after the group failed to send a scheduled telegram, finally arrived 2 weeks later, they discovered the tent in a horrifying state. It was collapsed, and most disturbingly, slashed open from the inside, suggesting a desperate and sudden escape. Inside the tent, a scene of disarray, boots, coats, and food, all essential survival gear, were left behind, indicating an abrupt departure. The footprints leading into the forest confirmed a panicked flight, with many showing bare feet or only socks, in freezing temperatures plummeting below -30 degrees Celsius, a truly unimaginable ordeal. Approximately a mile away from the abandoned camp, the first 2 bodies were discovered under a cedar tree. They were found barefoot and showed signs of charring, as if they had attempted to build a fire for warmth that ultimately failed to sustain them in the brutal cold. Days later, 3 more hikers were found between the camp and the forest. They appeared frozen mid-step, their faces turned back toward the tent, suggesting a desperate, futile attempt to return to the perceived safety of their shelter, perhaps for their abandoned warm clothing. It took over 2 months of relentless searching to locate the last 4 members of the group. They were eventually discovered buried beneath 12 feet of snow, deep within a remote ravine, adding another layer of grim mystery to the unfolding tragedy. The injuries sustained by these last 4 victims were truly impossible to reconcile with a simple accident. One had a fractured skull, another suffered from broken ribs as if from an explosion, and most disturbingly, a woman's tongue and eyes were missing, along with other soft tissue. Yet, despite the horrific internal trauma, there were no external wounds, no visible signs of a struggle, and no blood at the scene. It was as if the devastating damage had originated from the inside, a perplexing detail that defied conventional explanation and deepened the mystery. The official Soviet report vaguely attributed the deaths to a compelling natural force. But what force could inflict such injuries? Some initially suggested an avalanche, but this theory was largely dismissed because the slope was too shallow to generate a significant one, and there was no debris or pattern of impact typically associated with an avalanche. Other theories emerged, suggesting military tests involving parachute mines or secret weapons from nearby Soviet bases. The presence of radiation traces on some of the hikers' clothing further fueled these suspicions, hinting at a clandestine operation gone wrong. Indeed, traces of radiation were found on their clothes, a detail that baffled investigators. Furthermore, one hiker's camera contained a photograph showing strange, indistinct orbs of light in the night sky, adding an unsettling, almost otherworldly element to the unfolding enigma. Then came the wilder theories: aliens, a mass panic induced by infrasound, or even an attack by unknown creatures. Each explanation seemed to solve one piece of the puzzle, yet invariably left several other crucial aspects completely unexplained perpetuating the mystery. In 2013, a compelling scientific theory emerged, proposing that the hikers may have been victims of a natural sound phenomenon. This theory offered a plausible explanation for the initial panic and flight from the tent. This phenomenon occurs when strong winds pass over a mountain's curved surface, creating infrasound, low-frequency vibrations that are inaudible to humans. However, these vibrations can trigger profound physiological and psychological effects, including intense panic, severe nausea, and vivid hallucinations, disorienting anyone exposed to them. In their terror, overwhelmed by the unseen forces of infrasound, the hikers could have fled their tent in a state of extreme disorientation, believing the mountain itself was screaming at them. This primal fear would have driven them into the deadly cold, away from their only shelter. However, even this compelling infrasound theory doesn't fully explain all the anomalies. It fails to account for the severe internal injuries, the mysterious radiation found on their clothing, or the inexplicable act of tearing open their own shelter from the inside in the heart of a raging blizzard, leaving them exposed to the elements. In 2020, Russia officially reopened the case, nearly 6 decades after the incident. The new official conclusion pointed to a small avalanche as the cause, suggesting it forced the hikers to flee. However, many experts and researchers continue to disagree, citing inconsistencies and unanswered questions. Adding to the enduring mystery, the original investigation files were classified for decades, shrouded in secrecy, and some crucial documents were reported to be missing entirely. This lack of transparency has only fueled speculation and distrust regarding the official narrative. Furthermore, witnesses from nearby villages, located more than 50 miles away, reported seeing strange, glowing orange lights hovering over the mountains that fateful night. These accounts, though anecdotal, add another layer of unexplained phenomena to the already complex case. One of the rescue team members, haunted by the inexplicable nature of the discovery, later made a chilling statement that encapsulates the enduring enigma. "We didn't find them. They found us." This suggests a profound sense of being drawn into an unknown, powerful force. Today, the Dyatlov Pass remains a desolate and silent place, a stark monument to an unsolved tragedy. The wind still howls relentlessly through its slopes, carrying with it the echoes of that fateful night, the same wind that perhaps carried their last breath into the vast, cold expanse. No one truly knows what terrifying sight or force they encountered that night on Kholit Cycle. All that is certain is that they ran in a desperate, panicked flight, and the unforgiving mountain never gave them back, holding its secrets close beneath layers of snow and ice. This has been truth in the shadows, where the snow-covered peaks continue to keep their chilling secrets, and the mountain itself still remembers the night it screamed, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of unsolved mysteries.